horn tingling? Let's rub horns. Horns up, horns up, horns up, horns up, horns up. We are Unicorn Podcast.
How are you this fine morning? Horns up, UFD Dusters. Welcome to the basement. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to Duster Club. Hey, look, we all want to look forward to a bright, bright future. I believe we can, and I feel that way because I know you and I are working tirelessly on the Unicorn Fart Dust project. We had some great news yesterday, a big trading event, a big collaboration with Gala Games. We're going to get into that and why that represents a huge opportunity for us as a community, something we've been waiting for. But before we go there, let's just talk about the reality of what's going on right now in crypto. It has been ugly for several weeks? Really, it feels like for a pretty darn long time, right? We've been dealing with a pretty cruddy market, but that is just the time when you and I can come together and really forge the foundation, build the foundation of the UFD project. And we continue to do that every day. Look, I'm not a financial advisor. Please, always. There's a guy named Shax. He started a coin called Nyla. And one day I was on a spaces with him. And I'll never forget, he recommended to everybody, always be responsible. And I want to give Shax credit for that because that really stuck with me. That is the one piece of financial advice I'll give you. Always be responsible with your money. Don't expose yourself to too much risk. But our project, right, has a lot to look forward to. Before we go there, before we talk about Gala and why I think that's such a great opportunity, let's just go out and take a look at what is going on in the world of crypto. And we'll head out to the CNBC website. Yep, there we go. It is up. Oh, I see some green. All right, guys, and some gray. Solana is exactly unchanged. I don't know if that's probably the last 24 hours. There we go. Solana turned green for us. We're going to make it happen, right? We are igniting the bull market in crypto right now. Ethereum up 0.5%, and Bitcoin at about 85,000. I know it's been painful for those of you that own Bitcoin, but look, hey, we're green today. Dogecoin around 14 cents, right? The mothership of all meme coins for now. But what if UFD could become the biggest meme coin on Gala chain? There's nothing stopping that. Hey, look, I bridged some UFD onto the Gala chain last night. If I can do it, you can do it. But the important thing for us to remember, I talked about this a lot 6-8 weeks ago. That was when the big treasury management wave was going on, where companies were buying crypto, big publicly traded companies, and getting big. I said, the company that makes an investment into Unicorn Fart Dust, I think, is going to be a company with great foresight, great strategy, and will get massive benefit. Because when we get a company that demonstrates that they believe in us, I believe the Unicorn Fart Dust community will rally behind them and support them. Now, Gala Games did just that. I think they bought 20,000 to start worth of UFD coins, but they also announced this big trading competition. You can go to my Twitter profile. There's a pinned comment where you can get all the details on that. But most importantly with Gala, not only are they a big company, they're a big crypto company, and they are great at creating products and services, games, all kinds of stuff that can create real utility. Guys, we've got a great opportunity here with Gala Games. If we can prove to them, right, that, I mean, hey, look, when you bridge your Unicorn Fart Dust to UFD or to the Gala chain, you get what's called GUFD. It's a pretty simple process. I did it myself last night. Yes, I got a little help from my friend Exit. Thank you, Exit. But once I walked through it, it was very simple. I'm going to show you a post from Resilient Jack here in a few minutes to show you some real simple directions as well, a great synopsis of what you have to do. But the opportunity is there. The CEO of Gala Chain, let me pull this up for you. Benefactor. Here it is, right? Our friend Benefactor. He's the CEO of Gala Chain. And look, he's very interested. Look, he says, I'm committing to buy on Gala $1 million US dollars of Benefactor tokens to support the Snoop Foundation. Now, I'm not real familiar with that token, but here's a company that is demonstrating commitment to the meme coin sector. And we heard that yesterday when we had Suman on from Gala Games, right? Like they are committed. He was very excited. And Suman, we were talking to him for months and months, and he had reached out to us at the very beginning of this project. Guys, this is Gala. They have experience, like I said, right? Creating games. There's all kinds of potential, and I'll emphasize potential. What we need to do now as a community is rally behind and show them what this community can do. And I believe that there's a big potential for huge benefits in us doing that. And I'd like to have Mr. Benefactor on a live stream, the CEO of Gala, because I think he could do an even better job than I of explaining just how big this opportunity is for us and for our community. And we got other big things coming down the road, right? Like soon we're going to get our IP announced. We've got our new website that's up and running. Here, let me show you that right now. And we have a Discord that's just been reestablished and is growing as well. But don't forget, right, the Unicorn Fart Dust website. And on here, this is the home page. If you go to the very bottom, right, here's the featured event. And on this, if you want to learn more about the about bridging to the Gala chain, there's great directions here with links for everything that you need to do as well. Let's go out to Resilient Jack, right? Oh, there we go. Wrong screen. Hold on here. We're going to look at that one later. Here we go. Here's our friend Resilient Jack. UFD Gala trading event just started. Woot woot. $10,000 up for grabs for everyone trading more than $500 in volume in the next 2 weeks. Look, I did it last night. It is not hard. How to bridge to Go Gala Games from a Phantom wallet. Number one, okay, you go get a Gala wallet. Now I'm going to give you a tip. That was the first step last night. And I ran into a roadblock because there's the old Ron factor when it comes to technology. I went to the Google Play Store and tried to download the Gala wallet. You need to go, if you're going to do it on a laptop like I was, you need to go to the Google extension store. I was confused because it was giving me all these options that were phones and tablets. And I thought, no, I want to download it here. So get the Google, if you're doing it on a laptop or a desktop, go to get the Google extension. Okay. Then you go to connectgala.com. You press the bridge button. It's right in the middle. It's highlighted. Okay. You select the Solana chain, and you're going to bridge that to the Gala chain. You then connect your Phantom wallet, which is very easy to do, okay? And you choose the pair of GUFD. So when we're on the Gala chain, our symbol is $GUFD. Select bridge to wallet, enter your Gala wallet address that you just set up. Don't forget to save your seed phrase and press bridge. And then I was able from there to actually trade it. I traded some UFD within the Gala wallet. It was real similar to Phantom wallet. You guys know, right? Like I'm not a huge crypto trader. I've been basically bought UFD and held UFD. So this was, I'm compared to most of you, a novice when it comes to crypto. It was very easy to do. But let's listen to Resilient Jack, our friend, right? Our cheerleader, one of our biggest key community leaders. Hold on here. I'm going to get Jack on full screen. Here we go. Okay. Here's Jack.
Yo, Dusters. Gala trading event just started, and there is $10,000 up for grabs. If you need help bridge, I made a small tutorial up here. You can also find information on the website. There is $10,000 in the prize pool, as I said, and we will be sharing on it. And you can say it's measured by the amount of trading. So if I do 2% of the trading volume coming 2 weeks, I will get 2% of the trading pool. Easily explained. So go out there, trade with Gala and GUFD, and let's go to Gala Hala.
One more time, Jack. I love this.
GUFD, and let's go to Gala Hala.
So as most of you know, right, something we talk about on a regular basis is this. We've got a limited number of beans. And by the way, when you bridge your UFD to Gala, you aren't creating more UFD. It doesn't create any more. There's still a limited number of unicorn fart dust coins right there, 999 million. This jug represents all the UFD coins that have ever been created, ever will be created. Right? Nobody can make more, not even God. Well, maybe God, but you know what I'm saying. Basically, within the limits of Earth, there's no more UFD. We've staked our claim on the blockchain. Each one of those beans in there, because we call the coins beans for those of you who are buttercups, represents one of our diamond hooved UFD dusters. Is that you? I'm in there. I see my bean. Orange is my favorite color. Pick out your bean. But guys, the reality is, as this jug fills up, right, we get to a point where it's supply and demand. There's becomes a bean shortage. And when we get to a bean shortage, right, that could lead to a beanopoly, and that could lead us to Valhalla, a word that I could never, ever figure out how to pronounce. But now that we're with Gala, we're going to call it Galahala, and I give Resilient Jack full credit. I believe it was him who invented it. We're going to go to Galahala, 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 Valhalla. And the future can look very, very bright. You know, guys, we have staked out our claim on the blockchain. Nobody can take that away from us. This was a project that was started. And when I talked with Suman yesterday, right, I guess I forget about how unique we are in that regard. This was started as an experiment. This project was started in a pool of FUD, right? My very first live stream, I said, I created a meme coin. It's called Unicorn Fart Dust because that's what I used to call crypto. Don't buy it. And you guys bought it. And then I met you. Okay. And I've met you over the last almost one whole year. And I was sold on the idea, right, and the fact that a community can really create value. Okay. Look, we created some value. I just mailed off a check to live like a unicorn for almost $5,000, right? A children's pediatric cancer charity. This is such a critical, unique situation. Right? Nobody owned all the coins. You owned all the coins. I owned 0.7%. Right? We own this together. You're as much of the CEO of Unicorn Fart Dust as I am. Right? I'm not up here making rules or declarations. No, as a community, this unique opportunity that we have within Web3, right, to create this community. Gala's creating games in the Web3 environment where people are actually, it's different than the traditional gaming sector where people get to actually hold and own things of real value. I mean, we are on the leading edge of how the world is changing right now. Communities coming together, creating real live value, right, like never before because of the gift of technology, because of the idea that I can sit in my basement, create an experimental meme coin, right, and it can change the world. We can do that together, and we're doing it each and every day. And why? I ask you a question. Why are people frustrated? I'll tell you why. I thought Murad, I want to show you a short video here from Murad. He was on with the Thread guy, and I love that guy, Thread guy. He always makes me smile, and that's why he's so successful. And I was supposed to do a live stream with him like during the first month that UFD was created, and I got the time zone screwed up, and I missed, and like I never, ever do that, but it happened, and I I felt so bad. So hopefully someday I'll get to be back on with Thread Guy and we can talk about meme coins. Anyway, he had Murad on, and Murad, I think, gave a very simple, right? Like I have a deep understanding of the value of money, inflation, why the US dollar is going down. But, I like to keep things simple. And here's Murad explaining why people are frustrated right now with what's going on out there with, in particular, the US dollar.
There's even people that they are getting 4% interest per year, and they think they're getting passive income. But
okay. So what he's saying is basically at this point, guys, you can take, let's say you have $100,000. You can buy a CD, a certificate of deposit. You can even put it in a money market account with Fidelity or Charles Schwab or somebody like that and make 3.5%, 4%. I haven't looked lately, but you can make 3.5%, 4% interest. So at the end of a year, instead of 100,000, you're going to have, that's right, 103, 104,000. But listen to this.
You don't understand that the money supply is growing at 8% per year, right? So you're just losing money either way.
So
That's why
I never heard
exactly
this
why essentially the system is printing money.
So what he's saying is they're printing money, they're creating money, inflation, however you want to look at it, is running at 8%. So even though you may be earning 3 or 4%, right, interest on your $100,000, you're actually losing 8% of buying power. So the real interest rate, given his numbers, his example there, would be negative 4%. That's why people feel like they're getting poorer and poorer. It's harder and harder. Why they're, let's just say, maybe not as confident or comfortable keeping their money in US dollars.
Money at somewhere between 7 to 9% per year, which means that if you do nothing, you're losing 9% per year. And so even invest, the stock market is also growing at roughly the rate of the money supply growth. So you actually have to ask yourself, what percentage of the stock market is actual economic growth as opposed to actually just running away from the money printing, right? That's why you need a 20x, you need a 50x, you need a 100x to outrun all of this, to outrun the dilution. That's the only way.
Yep.
There's even
to outrun the dilution. And like he said, if you're doing nothing, if you just keep your 100,000 in a bank account, right? Most banks are paying basically 0% interest. With 8% inflation, you're going to lose 8%. I forgot to show you this earlier. Hold on. There we go. Guys, that's what we're doing with UFD. There's our jug, right? Every day that we get a net more people coming into our community who are diamond hooved, we are winning. In this diagram, you can see at the top, it says 6N. If we get 6 new people who are coming in who are diamond hooved, and of course, because there's trading that goes on, we get 3 that leave. We're still gaining on a day-by-day basis. I want to say thank you. Oh, look at the bear. He has a holiday hat on behind me. What a great gift idea for someone you love who's in crypto, a Ledger signer device. Thank you, Ledger, for sponsoring Ron's Basement. Ledger has the new Nano Gen 5 that's out. Very affordable, right? Under $200. They also have a Black Friday event going on at their website right now where you get like $80 back, $50 back in Bitcoin on a number of their other Ledger signer device products. And guys, that's what they're calling these now, signer devices, because that's essentially what they are. And they're incorporated with the Ledger wallet, which is their app, which now allows you to do everything you need to do with crypto. Buy, sell, swap, stake, manage all your crypto assets all in one safe, secure Ledger environment. And of course, we want to say thank you. It starts with the letter M, MoonPay. Okay, I can't wait to get my weekly update from MoonPay. They are growing and innovating. They're the leader in fintech. Right, they were my entry door. I actually used MoonPay last night because I bought a small amount of UFD in Phantom Wallet, and I used MoonPay to fund that purchase. Another great, seamless, perfect transaction. They all have been from day one, but they were my entry door back on December 16th into crypto. And they're that for millions and millions of people, right? They are the on-ramp, off-ramp. but now they're doing so much more, way more. And they're adding value to the world of crypto. Both these companies, Ledger and MoonPay, are value adders to crypto. Our project is a value adder to crypto. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Okay, please be good to yourself today. We got a lot to look forward to. Go check out the Gala trading event. Look into bridging if you want some of your UFD into Gala, and let's take advantage of this great opportunity. All right, take care. Be good to yourself. That will give you a platform from which to be good to other people, and I will see you soon.